Now, moving on to the child tax credit, as we promised, we've got a different credit here. We've got the credit amount. Taxpayers can claim a $2,000 credit for each qualifying child. Take note, we're not capped out at 2 children or anything. We can just keep going. If you have 20 children, then you get 20 times 2,000. Now, in order to be eligible, the child must be under the age of 17 at the end of the tax year. The phase out amounts, we do have phase out amount here. This is how the rule works. We will see an example of how it works as well. Make sure you memorize that phase out amount. And refundability, this is refundable. The refundable part is known as the additional child tax credit. Just something to know there. Take note of, and let's run through an example of how it works. All right, so here we're going to assume a single parent with an AGI of $210,000 has 2 qualifying children under the age of 17. For the current year, the phase-out thresholds are $400,000 for married couple and $200,000 for single filers, head of household, and qualifying widow or widower filers. Additionally, for this year, the maximum refundable amount is $1,400 per qualifying child. In order to claim the ACTC, taxpayers must have earned income of at least $2,500 in the tax year. So lots of rules, requirements, regulations, making sure we are good to go. Now, I think quite evidently we have much more than $2,500 of earned income. I mean, maybe this is all passive income, but I think we can go into the assumption this is probably just W-2 earned income, something like that. What are the steps here? First, we're going to calculate the total credit amount. Well, it's just 2 children, $2,000 each, $4,000. Now, the phase-out reduction, since the parent's AGI is $10,000, which we see here that for the current year, the phase-out starts at $200,000. We have 210. Okay, that's an issue. Well, not an issue. We just have to account for it, right? So $10,000 divided by $1,000, that gives us 10. 10 times $50 equals $500. That's how this phase-out works. As mentioned, each phase-out works differently. I think the most concise, easiest, you could say, one is where you just have an upper limit and a lower limit, and you just kind of have to find out what's in the middle there. Now, in this example, the parent would be eligible for a $3,500 child tax credit on their tax return. If their tax liability is less than $3,500, they could also be eligible for the additional child tax credit up to $1,400 per child as a refundable credit. There we go. Knocked it out. Moving along. Next up, another example. We've got Emma and Jake Thompson. They have 2 children, ages 7 and 9, who both fulfill the requirements of being a qualifying child. So just tells us right there. Very good. The Thompson family's AGI is $325,000. For the current year, the phase-out threshold is $400,000 for married couple, and that looks like what we're dealing with here. $200,000 for single filers, head of household, and qualifying widow or widower. Determine the child tax credit sum for their income tax return. Now that's going to be that's $4,000. And simply put, well, if you're under the threshold amount, you can take the full amount. And what's the full amount? It's $2,000 per child. For taxpayers who are married filing jointly, the entire child tax credit can be claimed with an AGI up to $400,000. Now, in order to be eligible, you have to be 17 years or younger as a child. Both children meet the criteria. We are under the AGI amount, so $2,000 per child times 2 children gives us a total amount of $4,000.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.